Adding and animating images. This first question is wrong. There we go. What U.S. state is furthest north? How do I want this thumbnail to look? I can emphasize this. Maybe I'll do a little bit more. Let's see what I have for the U.S. Typically I try to do, or I aim for putting a picture on every question, but this might just clog up the thumbnail too much. Tough call. Let's just leave it for now, and if I don't like it, I'll take it off at the end. So I'm going to add a drop shadow. I add a drop shadow to all of my images. I think it helps them get some depth. And since I didn't animate this text in, I'm not going to animate that photo at all. And wow, would I really just use the same photo for every question? Because all the questions are essentially the same. What U.S. state is furthest north, west, south? Sure, I guess. If I don't like it, I'll just turn them all off. Alright, but let me show you how to animate this photo. So in Final Cut, I have plugins that I use. These are all animation effects that you can do. And I just like to keep it simple. And I'll probably do just soft build-in or grow, whatever they call it. But I also think it looks really clean when the photos you have don't just sit on screen, they kind of float around. So I have a collection of different effects for that. Again, all from that plugin. I'll show you. On this plugin, there's options to build stuff in, options to build stuff out, and then options for things to continually happen throughout. And I just make a collection of things I think make good floating effects. So I'm using some rock and bounce currently, and they do not have to be the same length as the actual image, but the in and the out, which I have an in right here, the length of that is how long it takes for that effect to happen. But since these rock and bounce effects are through effects, you can just have it as long as you want, because it'll just like loop through that length.
What U.S. state is...
So you can see this kind of pops in from the middle of the screen. I think that looks sloppy. That's because I positioned this before I in the compound clip. But now if I scale it down and position it outside of that, it'll pop in right from the center of that.
What U.S. state is for...
Here's another thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut off a couple seconds there, so I have to increase this length. I'm cutting off a couple seconds at the front of this clip because you can see this text starts small and this used to start, like the actual start of it is just, there's nothing there. So they grow at different times. So I'm just taking off the front of it just so that they kind of follow each other on the pop. And I'm actually going to make this even longer. I'm going to make it 5 seconds total. That way I can use this same picture elsewhere. Like, for example, right here, this is a longer clip, so I need to extend it. Here, same thing. And that might be, oh no, this is it. Bam. So I can't think of adding any more photos. Some creators like to add it for every possible thing they can have a photo for. For example, Alaska. You could just get an outline of Alaska and pop it up. I'm going to keep this a little bit more low-key and not do that. I've definitely done it in the past, trying to get more engagement, trying to keep the viewer, trying to keep retention. But in this video, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more organic and not do that. And photos they follow the same build-in, build-out principle as text, where you just build it in to start, and if the clip ends, don't build it out. But if the clip doesn't end and the photo disappears, you can build it out. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give you all the tips for editing a Final Cut because it's different between programs, but put a drop shadow on the photo. Make sure it doesn't build in from like over here if the photo's down here. Sometimes you don't even need photos. Like on this, I might turn these off, but I'm just going to leave them on for now to see if I like them.